Today I heard of the passing of Trevor Strnad from the band Dahlia Murder. So we're going to do a little review of both Trevor and the Dahlia Murder. So stay tuned. I really did not want to do this video just because the news is still somewhat fresh, and even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Dahlia Murder, I do enjoy them. I was a big fan of Trevor. I've been fortunate enough to sit in on an interview with Trevor before, and he was such a good dude. He was like the Eddie Trunk of metal bands and horror movies. He was such a fan of both things and had so much knowledge of these things. And I'm just floored to find out that he has passed away. And I'm incredibly saddened to find out the reason why he passed away, which from what I've gathered is suicide. It's such a shame somebody that is he's to the point where I can say the word iconic. He was an iconic vocalist. And live, those guys were amazing to watch. Just the joy and excitement in his voice when you would talk about metal music or horror movies or he seemed like the kind of guy that would never do something of this nature. I'm floored. I did not expect this from Trevor. I'm just so sad about this. So I've decided to make this video something twofold. One is to pay respects to who I think was a really great guy in Trevor, as well as show one of the songs that I enjoyed the most during his time in Dahlia Murder, because they had several songs that I just wasn't a big fan of, but then again they had a couple that were just bangers, and I'm going to bring one of those to you today. The name of the song we're going to be reviewing, as you saw in the title, is Nightbringers. This song is just awesome. And if you were never a fan of Dahlia Murder, you can at least give this particular song an opportunity, because it is, from start to finish, just an absolute banger. But let's not waste any time. I brought you here so that we can appreciate and reminisce over some great Dahlia Murder music, and we're going to start right now with Nightbringers. Let's do it. Love this song. That's just tight. The band. That rhythm is just badass. God, I love that rhythm. That is just so tight.
There it is! It's beautiful! Take your hat off, boy!
Makes me sad watching this. I don't know why I'm putting myself through this. It's just sad. As you can tell by Trevor's voice, it's not one of those voices I typically do like. it fits this music very well. So if you've seen some of my other reactions, vocalists very similar to Trevor grind my nerves. That's on me. That's just what I like to call my bitch ears. Just some sounds don't appeal to me. But in this song and several others I've enjoyed, it works. It fits. And I do enjoy it. Let me get back into it so I can get through this song and try not to think too much more about Trevor. God, I feel so bad for the band. I know they're crushed. Awesome solo. About to get down. We're not going to hear that anymore. That is so sad. I've read several write-ups about his passing, and some of the information I heard may make some sense out of this. I know that his girlfriend had an OnlyFans, and I've long said in my life that, as awesome as it might sound to date a stripper or a porn star or anything of that nature, as a man, it's so hard not to become jealous and not to take out your anger on that person because of their choice of occupation. Now, I don't know that had any factor in this whatsoever, but it does make me wonder if maybe that was part of the reason why he made this decision. He did a little thing in New York City when they released, I believe it was this album, and he was out on the streets in Times Square letting people listen to the new album, and it was pretty comical. He had a whole thing about he sounded like a drowned cat.
So far I like it. I mean, he's screaming. This guy's screaming.
He sounds like a wet cat, right?
A wet cat maybe drowning.
Yeah, real wet.
So he was taking shots at himself, which I thought was, it's in good taste. You knew what you were asking for when you walked out on those streets and handed headphones off to people, but I thought it was very entertaining and pretty funny. I was also fortunate enough to sit in and listen to his interview with Jamey Jasta.
We have the one and only Trevor Strnad of the Black Dahlia Murder fame.
That's what they tell me.
Which really made me like the guy. I mean, he was just such a likable guy. And throughout the years of listening to Jasta's podcast, he's interviewed him several times, and I've always been in awe of his knowledge of just rare metal bands that I've never heard of. Something I want to bring to you guys is stuff that, we're not real familiar with. He was the king. And I would have hoped one day, if this channel ever got big enough, that I would have an opportunity to possibly sit down and speak with him myself and just go through the archives of his mind and knowledge of metal. But he had a story about some of his, earlier bands from, high school days.
What was the names of your bands in high school? Andy Wilson asks.
Let's see. This was the best one. This one was like a band that we never even got off the ground really, but we had members and a logo and stuff. Puppy Parts. All right. Then the very first one that actually got together and shit was Transgressor, but we changed the name.
That's
to
hard.
Yeah, it is hard. You're breaking laws, bro. You know what I mean? And then we changed the name to Half Empty though when we got a little more toward the emo spectrum, I guess. And what else? After high school, I played guitar in a sort of metalcore band that was Morning Again, Chokehold kind of influence. It was called Blinded by a Book of Fiction. Yeah, Blinded by a Book of Fiction. Yeah, dude, it was taken from a Torn Apart lyric. And it was in the era of long band names, which Black Dahlia Murder came from as well, if you...
Dude, that's so good.
I'll always remember his laugh. I thought the band name Puppy Parts... Could you imagine going to see Cannibal Corpse with opening acts Thy Art Is Murder and Puppy Parts? But that's all I got, guys. I'm still really processing this because I am a Trevor fan, and the fact that we're no longer going to get any Black Dahlia Murder with Trevor is just unfortunate. If you got anything else you want me to listen to from Black Dahlia Murder, I've pretty much heard all of it, but if you just get in the comments, let me know what your favorite Black Dahlia Murder songs were, because I'm curious what other songs you guys liked, because like I said, I've seen them live, I've listened to a ton of their catalog. I may not have heard every song. I just love this particular song. Nightbringers is just a badass song. But you tell me what your favorite is, and if I haven't heard it, I'll go in and react to it, because I love hearing stuff that slipped past me. But I'm going to sign off now, guys. I'm just not with it today. So until the next time, as always, come at me, bro.